Ladies and gentlemen of the Chamber, if I could have your attention, please. Today, we welcome a really, really special person to our Chamber, a man who probably had more of an impact on my life than anybody outside of my family, my high school football coach, Jeff Alderman. Growing up, I thought that Coach Alderman was teaching me about football, but really, he was teaching me how to be a man. When he would yell at me to put down the barbells and stop doing curls and get my butt into the squat rack, he wasn't just teaching me about football. He was teaching me that to be successful in life, you got to do the hard things. When I would show up 30 seconds late to practice and he'd make me do 100-yard bear crawls, I thought it was just something that football coaches did. But really, he was teaching me to be a man of your word and to hold up to your commitments, especially when it's about being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. When we would have our games, before we would start, we'd gather in a huddle, and he'd give us kind of a pep talk. Then we'd take a moment of silence to reflect and say a prayer. And then he'd say, "I love you guys. Let's go beat those sons of guns." And what I now realize is that for a lot of my teammates, it was probably the only time that week that they heard a father figure tell them that they loved them. We had some pretty good teams. We won a lot of games, but none of that compares to the thousands of young men who you taught how to grow up to be men. Men who worked hard, men who honored their word, men who were full of compassion for their community because they knew that it was about being a part of something that was bigger than themselves. Coach Alderman, you could put the fear of God with me into my heart better than anybody else, but I knew it at the time, and I know it now, that it was done so with love. So to any of you young guys that might be watching this, I want you to know, I love you guys. Go beat those sons of guns. Coach, I owe you a huge thanks, and to all the coaches that I had throughout my life for the positive impact that you had on me that will not quickly be forgotten nor lost. So if you'll say it with me one last time, we bad? That's a fact, Jack. Go Eagles.